doing? Hello. uh, well, let me cue everything up. We have returned, and if my memory serves, we left off at a rather intense point in the story. Wow. I have been on screen for less than a minute, and I'm already needing to take sips of water. These are good signs. Good signs.
The fragrance
of
white lilies drawing me deep while I wait and won't accept that you're gone.
Actually, hold on, I'm gonna pay attention.
No meaning in moving on.
Looking for the ones we haven't seen yet.
Let me rest
Here,
beyond this pain, sweet refuge.
this hasn't happened yet, and I'm very nervous for this.
May I remain locked in time with you.
Wait, what? No way. Oh no. Oh dear. Excuse me. I think I just saw um okay, let me remember names. We have Noriko, Kojiro, Aoi. Her name starts with a T, I believe. I can't believe I've forgotten her name. Hold on. None of these are gonna tell me her name. Remember Shinji's her boyfriend. Wow, okay, I'll remember her name in a second. I think in the opening it shows her killing him. Okay. Well, we're just gonna find out what happens next, huh? Oh gosh, it has been a month and a half since I streamed this. That's crazy. Can't believe I waited that long. Same stakeout as last time. Hold on. Can you check the Tomoe? That's her name. Yes. But yes, anyway. So, to remind us of what happened last time, we are in Act 2, and the protagonist, or the viewpoint character, has switched from Noriko to Kojiro. And right now, Kojiro has been sent to interrogate and then kill the present boyfriend of Aoi slash member of a rival murder cult. Saying a rival murder cult sounds not fully correct, but that's also the only way I can think of it. But yeah, so Kojiro is stalking him, or waiting for him to come out so that he can follow him home and beat him senseless again. And Kojiro's voice is hard. Junpei Matsumoto, in his infinite wisdom, posted a noise about visiting the maid cafe today. Don't know why he doesn't set his profile to private. Especially after I followed him home last time. But I won't be following him again today. I'll confront him inside the cafe, a place where Aoi is unlikely to be since she quit the job a while ago. Although, did she really quit? If memory serves, she was dressed as a maid last time I saw her. It's not that I have qualms about killing her. In fact, I'm not even bothered that Noriko is okay with it. I'm just thinking about the future. When Noriko and I marry, we'll want friends and family to attend the wedding. Noriko will need bridesmaids, a maid of honor. Aoi will be the perfect one. And by sparing her life now, I can kick off my new life with Noriko on a high note. I'm aware other people will be present in the cafe. I have no intention of hurting them. I'll force as many as possible to evacuate, or I'll corner Junpei somewhere private. Dog himself arrives as I'm playing through possible scenarios in my head. He waltzes through the front door, completely oblivious to my presence across the street. Wait, is the maid cafe a front? I'll give him some time. Let him get comfortable. Lower his guard. The weight of the blade inside my pocket is unfamiliar. Not like it's so heavy that it'll restrict my movement. Just feels strange. Figured it was better not to tackle this unarmed. It's an emergency measure. After 20 minutes, I approach the maid cafe's entrance. Oh, we're gonna get to see the inside. Okay, not a front. Not a fan of the atmosphere. Too flashy for me. For somewhere more simple, laid back. Junpei has a table near the far wall, alone. Not that I expected any different. A blonde maid trots over to refill his drink. He nods politely, but doesn't say a word. Hasn't seen me come in yet. Someone asks if I want a table. I don't respond. Someone else chimes in. Something about paying the cover charge. I don't know. My attention is on the dog. No one attempts to hold me back as I march toward my prey. He finally sees me, but I'm 5 steps away and it's too late.
Oh, what the?
Long time.
You're crazy, man. Get away from me!
Dang, your voice sounds real different. Looking at him up close, he doesn't seem too worse for wear, considering our last encounter. Start to wonder if I went too easy on him.
Can I sit here?
Hell no! Get out of here!
Bro, you doing okay? Pull up a chair and sit directly across from him. The blonde maid from before offers me a menu. Then she gasps. I hear something shatter on the floor.
It's you!
You are still working here. Strange. Aoi didn't quit her job after all. Did she lie to Noriko? Did Noriko lie to me? I'm 90% sure it's her anyway.
Stay back, baby. I got this.
Do you? Yep, it's her.
Thought you quit.
Huh?
Uh-oh.
I thought you quit this job.
What? How would you know that?
I realized that I shouldn't spill any details on my relationship with Noriko.
Forget it.
Yo, you think you're hot stuff, right? Tailing me, beating me up,
I mean, he did kind
and
of
now
beat
you're
you up.
digging into my girl's business?
Honestly, as much as I don't like Junpei, props to Junpei for being defensive. Or protective, that's the word.
The fuck is wrong with you, man?
A lot of things.
Excuse me for a second.
Stand up slightly and lean over the table. Junpei recoils as my fist pummels his nose. Oh dear.
Sorry, had to do it.
I sit back down and wipe my bloodied knuckles with a napkin. Junpei clutches his face and sobs. Aoi is visibly shaking, standing next to her dog, unsure how to act. By some miracle, I don't think anyone else around witnessed the punch. For the best. It means we can get down to business without interruption.
Some questions for you.
yeah. Do you remember what happened the last
Shush.
time?
Haven't asked my question yet.
Aoi somehow gathers the courage to flee. I don't watch her leave, but I get the sense she's gone to get help.
What do you know about the robbery of the hospital morgue?
I don't know what you're talking about.
No, not the answer I wanted.
Oh dear. Junpei makes the mistake of possessing fingers. Oh no!
You're going to give me the answers I want. Am I clear?
You're nutcase. You're psycho.
Dude, maybe just nod.
No. For my next question, how did you find out about my involvement with Corpse Girl?
Seems that Junpei is carefully weighing his response for the first time. Instead of outright defiance, he wisely chooses to grant me a satisfactory answer.
It wasn't hard, man. You're not the most stealthy dude around.
Yeah,
you
y'all
know?
drive around in a white van.
Explain.
You and that blonde gal girl, Tomoe Watanabe, you're not cautious enough.
So, he knows about Tomoe. This hound is truly a liability.
It's not hard to tell you when you drive that hunk of shit van around town, dropping dead bodies off to corpse girls' targets.
Uh-huh. He knows a lot. Way too much. How far does his knowledge extend?
I see. My next question, then. Do you know Corpse Girl's identity?
I think the real question is, do you?
Uh-oh. He knows a lot more than I thought. I consider his words. Do I know Corpse Girl's identity? Beginning to doubt that. Had he asked me a week or two ago, I would have thought of Noriko immediately. Now, the way that Noriko has been referring to Corpse Girl, I'm not so certain. But I won't let this wounded mutt have the upper hand.
Wrong answer.
Uh-oh. The only other piece of cutlery at hand is a metal spoon. Please no. I drive the slightly pointed rear end of it into the pointer finger on Junpei's already injured hand.
Corpse Girl's identity?
Fine.
Dang, he's taking this a lot better than the first
Noriko
time.
Kurosawa.
Interesting.
I see.
A hesitant tap on my shoulder from behind causes me to turn.
Leave him alone.
You're awful brave. Aoi has somehow gathered a half a dozen other bystanders. They're all glaring at me, fists clenched, ready to try hard and forcibly remove me from the premises.
We're not done here. Come back later.
Dang!
Let my Junpei go. Stop hurting him.
For an outwardly meek girl, Aoi has more courage than I expected. Stand up and stretch my neck. I'm not looking for a fight with a bunch of cafe patrons. Heaving a sigh, I dip my hand into the pocket and withdraw the knife. Flashing it in front of the mob says more than any of my words ever could. They all back off, a few letting out snivels of despair. Aoi, either out of bravery or fear, holds her ground. A single watery tear welling in her left eye discloses her true feelings.
Leave. Everyone. Now.
Doesn't take more than this. Aoi is amongst the fleeing throng, and she mouths the words sorry as she catches Junpei's eye. Satisfied we will not be interrupted further, I return my attention to Junpei. He sobs vocally.
Don't kill me, man. I'll do whatever you want, you know? Please, I'm begging you.
You were dead a long time ago.
I've got my whole life ahead of me.
Yeah, you did.
Relax. Only one more question for you.
What? What is it?
Who runs the human removal service? Who is the Herald?
I'm starting to suspect that it's the detective.
I'm being completely honest with you, man. I don't know who he is. He wears this creepy-ass mask and never speaks.
Really? Can't quite tell if he's being sincere or lying through his teeth.
I need more than that. Who would know his identity?
Does he have a priestess?
Shit. Look, man.
Oh, don't start bargaining.
The Human Removal Service. It's only the two of us.
Huh?
Me and the Herald. He recruited me online, you know?
Huh.
He makes me do his legwork.
Really?
So, if I don't know who he is, no one does. Except him, of course.
Truthfully, not good enough. Not the answer I'm looking for. I lean over the table, keeping my knife clearly in view.
Not happy with that answer. Take a finger.
Shit, no, dude, seriously. Ask me a different question. Please, please.
Oh dear.
Kojiro.
Uh-oh. What is she doing here? A voice I didn't expect to hear rings out from behind me.
Noriko.
Enough.
Why are you here?
Why are you here?
I overheard everything. It's enough information to use.
Oh, what? Did you come here?
Is it?
Noriko strides forward. It's a little unnerving seeing her in the real world, away from the factory. She's been cooped up there for so long. Her pale skin looks almost otherworldly beneath the cafe's lights. For whatever reason, she's wearing her best clothes. They're almost clean, like she recently did her laundry. She walks with purpose, one foot in front of the other, but her gait is unsteady, and she's visibly trembling. At the end of her path, she rests her palms against Junpei's table and takes a calming breath.
You stole the corpses from the morgue.
No.
Yes.
Noriko doesn't miss a beat as she flashes her phone at Junpei. I can't see what's on the screen, but the dog hangs his head almost immediately.
It was me.
Why'd you lie to the torturer?
I robbed the morgue.
Noriko pockets her phone. She then tosses a small bundle of bandages onto the table. Bandages? Junpei hastily grabs the offering with his good hand.
Get out of here. Get Aoi to bandage you up. And not a word of this to the police.
There are a bunch of other people who will probably say something.
Yes.
With a great deal of effort, Junpei plucks the cutlery from his hand and yelps. Not daring to remain in my presence, he bolts towards the door.
We're just letting him go?
Following him? You're gonna follow him, right?
Don't understand.
You don't need to.
Please. Don't like that. Don't feel comfortable not knowing what's going on.
What did you show him on your phone?
Leave it, Kojiro.
Please tell him anything before he turns
Put
on
the
you.
knife away. We're leaving.
I obey her orders, returning the knife to my pocket. I follow her unsteady lead and we exit the empty maid cafe. Noriko gasps unhealthily as she quickly consumes her weight in water. With a loud swallow, she brings her sleeve to her lips and wipes her mouth dry. The empty water bottle clatters against the concrete, and Noriko's gaze returns to me.
That's a bit better.
Is it now? The visit to the maid cafe got the better of her. She spent too much energy intervening in the confrontation. But her motives for doing so remain unclear.
Fill me in.
There's no need to kill Junpei.
Why? He knows everything. Knows me, knows Tomoe. He knows... you.
Noriko hesitates, but she doesn't flinch at the revelation. Something tells me she already knew this much.
Junpei Matsumoto will be dead by sunrise.
What, did you use your corpse girl powers?
I made a request, Kojiro.
A request? My first thought is that she requested Corpse Girl to kill Junpei. But that's ridiculous, isn't it?
I see. I don't think Corpse Girl can take care of him. He knows our whole operation.
Noriko's raised eyebrow conveys her confusion.
What? No. I I didn't make a request through Corpse Girl's website. What would be the point of that?
I shrug, because I truly don't know what else she could have meant.
I used the other website,
Did you now?
the Human Removal Service. I made a request for the death of Junpei Matsumoto.
Did you now? Oh. But, again, what good would that do? Junpei is an accomplice. If his colleague, the venerable, supposedly immortal Herald, receives a request to kill him, it will simply be ignored. Unless... A startling realization dawns on me.
Shit, of course. Why didn't I suggest that?
A haunting smirk is inscribed across Noriko's features. She knows that I've finally drawn the same conclusion.
The Herald is ambitious. His convictions are strong. Absolute.
Oh?
Just like mine. Like Corpse Girl's.
Corpse Girl's convictions, huh? Corpse Girl would never reject a request.
That's right. Junpei Matsumoto is disposable. A pawn. The Herald will deal death to him in the same manner as any other nameless victim.
I see.
How does the Herald kill his people?
But more important than Junpei being killed is what we will discover in the aftermath.
I mean, couldn't you have done that with anything?
Explain.
By knowing that Junpei is the next to be targeted, we can observe him and witness the Herald's killing method firsthand.
I feel like that's a little bit of a waste, but, you know, it's Junpei. Ah, it's brilliant. Noriko has laid the perfect trap. By sparing her life today, we've set him up to be slaughtered by his own compatriot. And we can use his death as a means to uncover exactly how the Herald kills his victims.
Have to add it to you. This is a pretty fantastic plan.
It's an okay plan.
I know.
A few things.
You have doubts?
Not doubts, exactly.
But doubts.
Firstly, how do we know exactly when Junpei will be killed?
Is there a time? Noriko sweeps her hair behind her ears and scoffs, as though the answer should be as clear to me as it is to her.
I specifically requested the time of death.
Oh, you can do that?
You can do that?
The Human Removal Service demands it.
Huh.
Interesting. Second topic. What if you're wrong?
What?
What if the Herald isn't willing to kill his own ally?
In that case, it will prove something important. It will prove that we're dealing with a complete amateur.
That does not speak highly of you.
Someone whose convictions could never reach the strength of Corpse Girl's.
And yeah, better track record. And just like that, Noriko reaffirmed my earlier suspicions. Corpse Girl truly would destroy her own allies. Tomoe, me, our souls are shackled to Corpse Girl's own, yet we are not safe from her wrath. Should Noriko will it, our flames will be snuffed out in moments. We are nothing to her. Dirt, dust, ash. We will be blown away like the useless incinerated remains of a cadaver.
Understood. Let's uncover the secrets behind the Human Removal Service.
Let's. I'm out of candy. Another early morning. You can call it that. Haven't slept yet, so it still feels like a late night. Noriko has me on a short leash. Thinks she knows it too. Apparently she specified this as the place of Junpei's death. Don't know how she knew of it. This parking complex belongs to Junpei's building. It extends 2 or 3 levels underground. Again, Noriko specified the exact location of the death. The Human Removal Service seems to take the user requests very seriously.
How much further in?
Hey, Games. Doing alright.
Shh, keep your voice down. I'm just looking for a good vantage point that we can hide.
Uh-oh. Unable to speak, she simply points. My eyes follow. And there's Junpei. Oh dear.
Oh,
Okay. So it's not Tomoe, right? Then is it Aoi?
disappointing. Missed the main event.
Junpei Matsumoto is already dead. Floating in a sea of his own blood. Vicious stab wounds practically glow red along his back. After examining his remains, I turned my attention to the less interesting figure standing motionless beside him.
You.
The masked stranger looks like a villain from a B-rate slasher film. He's covered from head to toe in dark clothing, zipped up jacket with extra long sleeves, a hood, a skirt. The cut of the figure's clothes, combined with his physique, give me the impression that he may be in fact female. Is this the Herald we've been searching for? The bloody corpse at her feet would suggest that.
That mask.
The mask? It's simple. White. Maybe porcelain. It's reminiscent of something. Some fictional character, or maybe some film villain. The Herald still hasn't moved. She's as still as a statue. Gaze vacant, her eyes impossible to see behind the mask.
Are you the Herald?
For the first time, the figure moves. It's a startling, jerky motion, like a mannequin or a puppet being pulled by strings. Her head cocks to the side, and she seems to notice us for the first time. But an answer to Noriko's question is not forthcoming. I step up to the plate.
You really immortal?
Oh, that's cool, Games. The Herald doesn't react to my voice. She's returned to a stiff, doll-like state. Pretty easy to prove if someone or something is immortal, and I've always had a curious mind. I draw the knife from my pocket and launch it at the mannequin. The blade embeds itself in the thing's shoulder, and she doesn't so much as flinch as a trickle of blood pools around the shining steel.
Ah. Mr. Hart.
Kojiro, why did you do that?
I shrug and take a step forward before Noriko tugs me back. She puts herself between me and the Herald.
Tell us who you are. We deserve to know that much.
Deserve. Something in Noriko's words, the sound of her voice, or the tone of her plea, causes the Herald to move once more in acknowledgement. But the motion this time is quick, fast, calculated. The Herald moves a sleeved hand to pull the knife from her shoulder. Then she drops it to the ground with a dull ting. Before the knife hits the ground, the Herald turns her back to us, and breaks into a sprint. You should chase her. You should chase her.
Shit. Not cut out to chase her.
Are you not?
Don't bother. We won't catch up.
How do you know? The Herald disappears into the darkness of the parking lot. We are left standing by the corpse of Junpei Matsumoto.
Well, we didn't see the killing, but at least the request was granted.
She's right. Her gambit paid off. The Herald killed her own ally. She's proven her convictions are strong. I crouch down to examine Junpei's corpse, but it's hard to get a good look in the dark. Regardless, it's clear that the dog is dead.
Should we leave the body?
You've been here. Don't touch it.
Going to send a text.
To
Huh? Who are you messaging?
Junpei.
See if I can pull a few strings. Wouldn't mind if the corpse ended up at my morgue.
What are you gonna do with it?
What are you planning?
Nothing. Really. Just want to prod and poke a bit.
Noriko's grin. Oh, sorry. Noriko's subsequent grunt is a clear indication that she doesn't fully believe me.
Do what you want. I've gained as much from this as I had hoped.
It's not much. I swipe through my contacts and quickly compose a message to a few people in particular. If all goes well, an investigation team will shortly arrive to examine this scene. I'll be gone by then, but if my contacts do their jobs, they'll haul Junpei back to the morgue. I pocket my phone and scurry toward the blood-soaked knife I launched at the Herald. It slides back into my pocket, and I wave to Noriko that we should leave.
Goodbye, Junpei Matsumoto.
Oh, I thought you were over Aoi, Noriko. She waves half-heartedly at the corpse and lets out a childlike giggle. Again, just not doing great. Scant few hours sleep didn't offer much in the way of refreshment. I have to be at the morgue again in an hour. Not that there's much to do since the place was robbed. Perhaps a few more cadavers will have arrived. Perhaps Junpei Matsumoto's corpse will be there. I should take this opportunity to take a breath. Been a while since life slowed down like this. No requests for Corpse Girl, no bodies, no cadavers to catalog at the morgue. Life should be good. I'm still alone. And Noriko may decide to discard me at any moment. Why does that make me want her more? Do I want to prove my worth? My value? Prove to her that I'm worth keeping? Don't know. It doesn't matter in the long run. After brewing myself a cup of coffee using the French press Tomoe gave me, I take a seat. Sitting alone in the dark is a little depressing, but it's only temporary. I won't be alone forever. Soon, Noriko will sit here with me. We'll be together. Together in the darkness. I'll make her see my worth. I'll make her love me the way that I love her. I'll make her fill the void that Shizuko left in my life. I'll make her treat the gnawing pain. I'll make her save me from falling into despair, from falling into old habits. Noriko will save me from myself, just like Shizuko once did. I take a sip of my coffee. It's still a little hot, and scalds the gap in my mouth where my tooth once was. It hurts, but I'll be okay. Soon. It's hard to hide a smile when a plan unfolds perfectly. The body was here, waiting for me when I arrived at the morgue. Staring down at the pallid corpse of Junpei Matsumoto fills me with more satisfaction than I thought possible. The dog is dead, and my early morning encounter with his executioner wasn't just some fever dream. His body is riddled with stab wounds. Deep, clean, piercing cuts. But these injuries were not inflicted by a knife. I'm no forensic pathologist, but the wounds are too thin and too deep. Each intrusion is about the width of a chopstick. Doubt he was killed by chopsticks, though. You can never rule out anything. My gaze pans down his body, looking for anything of interest. The rest of his form looks ordinary. Nothing to note. I'll zip up the bag for now and return him to his allocated cold chamber. Might take him out once in a while to have a laugh. As I raise the zipper, covering his legs and groin, I have to shift his arms to fit them within the HRP. And then I flinch, and my hands instinctively retract from the cadaver. I'm used to the ice-cold touch of a body, fresh from the containment chamber. The sense of lifeless, preserved flesh. Thus, it wasn't the touch that caused me to startle. It was the sight of something out of the ordinary. Something I'd somehow missed during my first observation. His fingers. 5 thick, meaty digits on each hand. 10 perfectly intact, dead but otherwise healthy fingers. It was only days ago that I pierced 2 of his fingers. His thumb and his pointer finger, using cheap silverware. I can't forget the distinct flesh of plunging those things through flesh and bone. The corpse before me shows no evidence of ever being injured like that. Nobody can heal wounds like that without medical attention. And even then, scars remain. But Junpei, his hands are 100% intact.
Interesting.
It's a fake body. Yeah, literally. I was like wondering why you didn't find it weird that he could use his hands. But this corpse's hands don't show signs of that either. Normal to the touch, no visible bruising. On a whim, I pull out my phone and open Noise. I navigate to Junpei's profile. Load a few profile images, swipe through them one by one. Put my phone right next to Junpei's head, compare the similarities between Junpei's photos and his body. Everything becomes clear immediately. Certain elements of his face don't match. His nose is broader in the photos. Lips are thinner, more taut. The corpse in front of me is not Junpei. It's a copy. A clone. Junpei's death was faked for our entertainment. The body on the ground in front of the Herald was planted there before we arrived. Planted to convince us that Junpei had been killed. The Herald did not kill Junpei. The Herald simply used one of Corpse Girl's tricks and produced a carbon copy body. All in order to fool me and Noriko. As this revelation settles in my mind, I come to another conclusion. The morgue being robbed was no coincidence. I can almost guarantee that the cadaver used to replicate Junpei's death was stolen from here. A weapon of deception, stolen and turned against us. And the morgue was targeted before Noriko even requested Junpei's death. No. Don't start. No. That is not possible. But yeah, Junpei is still out and about. This is starting to get interesting. Bleh. Talking is hard.
Okay, I think I'm up to date. I guess it was a good thing you decided to prod and poke Junpei's corpse, as you put it.
Guess so.
Boom.
I thought you were just being your usual morbid self, taking corpses for your own use. Whatever.
Don't know what to tell you.
Well, I'm glad you acted. Faking Junpei's death. What's their end goal?
To get you off their tail?
What did they really accomplish by pulling such a stunt?
Well, you stopped thinking they were going to mess with you. Or, well, you lost your connection and they got time to disappear. Can't know the real truth. Not yet.
Obvious answer would be that they wanted to deceive us.
I mean, that is...
Make us
yeah.
think we have the upper hand.
Upper hand.
I came to the same conclusion.
Eh.
They think they fooled us,
Probably.
but we know better. Can we use that to our advantage?
I mean, what would you do?
Don't know.
Sometimes you're helpful, and other times.
Why are
you're
you
just...
being so mean?
What?
Never mind.
Okay.
It irritates her when I withhold my thoughts. Sometimes I act like this just to elicit a reaction. She's cute when she's mad.
I don't know what we should do next. We're kind
should
of at a
eat
dead
something.
end, right?
Yes, you are.
Kind of.
Corpse Girl's website has gone silent. No one is requesting deaths anymore.
Which is good, because you're out of bodies.
But if I'm to believe the news, there are still dozens of people being killed all around the city. Which means the human removal service is still as active as ever.
Don't beat yourself up.
Yeah, you wouldn't survive You wouldn't survive.
Don't have any cadavers at the morgue anyway. Can't exactly fulfill any requests.
True.
She sighs and rubs her eyes. Despite her tired appearance, she's dealing with recent events rather well. For Noriko, anyway.
Can you let me know when the morgue starts filling up again?
Sure. Hang on. There is one body there. Fake Junpei.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not going to be useful for
Not
much.
much use, though, I suppose.
Especially because it's covered with stab
No,
wounds.
not really. Keep me updated.
Okay.
Yeah, you and me
You
both.
look wrecked.
Sorry.
You should eat.
Things are tough right now.
You should eat.
It'll get better.
I don't think it will.
You'll cause some death soon enough.
I don't think she will. My words have the strange effect of actually cheering her up. I know we're not exactly the most normal people. The things we do, stuff we devote ourselves to, they're wrong. There's no other way to put it. I know this, and I trust that Noriko knows this as well. We're morbid, sick, disgusting. Noriko slaughters innocent people in the name of Corpse Girl, her fabricated idol or alter ego or whatever else. And for me, I've got as much blood on my hands as Noriko does. She likes to believe she's innocent, but the truth is that she's just as guilty as any killer. I don't see myself the same way. I know for a fact that things I've done are enough to put me behind bars for the rest of my life. I don't try to convince myself I'm something I'm not. I'm a criminal. Plain and simple. But Noriko is a kindred spirit. We're connected on some level that I don't expect the average person to understand. We're bonded by the things we've done, the death we've witnessed. Looking at her now, this tired girl worn thin by stress, I can't help but be reminded of Shizuka. I messed up with Shizuka. Didn't take the time we had together seriously. I took it all for granted. I won't make the same mistake with Noriko. I'll make her mine, and I'll prove my love to her every day. Perhaps that will convince her not to discard me when I've run out of use.
Want something to eat?
She never does. She glances at me and opens her mouth, but weighs her words before speaking.
Thanks, but
You're dying.
you know me.
You are dying.
I know.
Of course I know. I know so much about her. She doesn't eat, not unless she absolutely has to in order to live for another day.
Something light? A salad?
Please. Anything.
I want to share a meal with you.
I can't.
Okay. I understand.
I do. I get it. It's Noriko. Her convictions are what I admire most about her. What would it say of her character if I could break her convictions with a simple invitation? Conviction is a great
should get
word
married.
for anemia.
Huh?
Yeah, you remember you promised him?
A few days ago, you said you'd be mine.
I told you something like that, yeah.
No way.
But that had a condition. You had to kill Junpei.
Oh, no. Are you kidding me? She's right. I didn't manage to kill him. Does that mean I don't deserve her?
Maybe there's something else I could do?
No. Please stop.
Let me prove that I'm a man you can love.
I'll think about it.
Okay.
Wrapped around your finger. I'll take that. It's better than an outright no.
Maybe you should get going for now. I need to sleep.
Oh, I feel really bad for her, but at the same time, not at all.
Okay.
I'll leave her be. Should get some sleep myself.
Later.
Bye, Kojiro.
Something about the way she says my name sends a chill down my spine. It's not a pleasant sensation. It's not elation or excitement. It's uncomfortable. Disconcerting. I shrug it off and leave the factory. Oh? What's this picture? Oh no. She was killed? I have an uncannily vivid recollection of dragging Shizuko's corpse through the streets on the night she was killed. I had witnessed the collision. I watched, speechless, as the asshole who ran her down drove away like a coward. It took me a while to gather the strength to move her crumpled body from the asphalt. By then, it was around 7. The sun had set, but a sliver of light still peeked over the horizon, tinting the sky orange. People kept screaming at me. I wasn't doing anything wrong. I wasn't trying to smear her blood on the sidewalk. Just wanted to take her home. She was hurt or dead. No point leaving her in the middle of the road. She didn't comment on my suit. Got all dressed up just for her. Didn't comment on the ring. Even as I slipped it on her stiff finger, she didn't say a word about the size of the diamond. But she made a unique sound as we walked. It rings in my ears now and then, especially when I catch myself in the quiet. Ugh! Uncomfortable. Didn't know what it was at the time. It punctured the silence between my heavy footsteps. Turns out, the sound was caused by the fabric of her dress stretching and ripping against the coarse texture of the sidewalk. She made that sound for the entire journey home. My footsteps. Thud. Thud. Shizuko. People screaming. The cacophony of irritating noise assaulted us during the entire expedition. Silence didn't rear its head until we arrived at our destination. It wasn't easy getting her up the stairs to my apartment. I'd carried her in my arms dozens of times, always effortlessly. But during that final ascent, Shizuko's weight exceeded my limits. Had no choice but to drag her up slowly, a single step at a time. It wasn't my fault her head cracked against every step. How did you not get kicked out of your apartment? Once we were inside, I finally had the opportunity to examine the damage. Her limbs were flattened, chest caved in, ribs crushed and ground into a fine dust. Remarkably, her beautiful face remained unscarred. She looked at peace, despite having died in pure agony not long ago. And that was the last time I kissed her. I planted my lips on hers and found comfort in the slight warmth that still remained. And then I closed her eyes. My memory of that event is so clear that thinking about it feels like I'm reliving it. The pain hasn't gone away. But I'm glad I don't live there anymore. Climbing those steps every day would only serve to remind me of dragging her behind. I cut myself free from the chains that shackled me to her, but I can never destroy the memories. I think they'll haunt me to the end of my life. Perhaps that's why I'm so desperate to fill the void she left. Desperate to distract myself with the love of another. And yet, at that time, I didn't want to let her go. I wanted to hold her cold, lifeless corpse and simply die, so that I could join her in the afterlife. In fact, I was so attached to her that I did something I'd never done before. Not once in all my history of toying with dead bodies. I decided to keep her. Yeah, we figured that out a while ago. Oh dear. Don't know whether it was out of despair, or depression, or desperation. Don't truly know why I decided to do such an odd thing. Possessed by a single disturbing idea, I emptied out the small storage closet in that old apartment. Discarded everything. Then I carefully, delicately, lovingly placed Shizuko inside. She stood up against the wall almost casually, almost like she was alive. I held her in place with some rope fastened to the wall, a loop around her neck and a few bindings around her waist. She sagged a little, but it wasn't really noticeable. There, she stood before me. Though her gaze was lowered, I could almost fool myself into thinking she wanted to greet me. Or she simply wanted to say goodbye. Goodbye. Something I'd never considered saying to her. But I knew it was time. Time to say goodbye to her and to say goodbye to myself. The me that shared a life with her. The me that lived in shame of the things that I'd done. Into that small storage room, I piled evidence of my guilt. All the macabre and sickening paraphernalia I'd collected over the years found a new home in that space. Photos of corpses, tomes about embalming and mummification, countless books by Nobel Sinclair, that author that I held so dearly to my heart. Everything and everyone that made up Kojiro found itself inside that room. And with one last look at the girl, I slammed the door and locked it tight. The act of locking everything away had a cathartic effect. But the moments after that aren't as clear. I know that I sealed up the room and hid the door, but I don't recall the effort that went into doing so. I know that I decided to leave the apartment behind, but I don't recall talking to the landlord. I know that I tried to move on from being the person I once was, but I don't know how much I truly changed. Because just over a year later, I'm still in this world, taking part in truly disturbing acts. Still obsessed with the dead, and I'm still fawning over Shizu Noriko. Maybe people can't change after all. Maybe I've been fooling myself all this time into thinking that I'm different now. But I'm not. I'm the same as I always was. I'm still just Kojiro. And maybe that's okay.
Some good news for you.
Good news.
Really? What is it?
A few new cadavers were in the morgue when I arrived tonight.
Ah,
Also, I was thinking
what about?
something funny. We went to such lengths to make sure we didn't get caught stealing cadavers from here.
Yet you did.
And?
Well,
Oop.
it's amusing that the entire place was ransacked by the Human Removal Service, but no one ever investigated. No one here seemed to really care.
Which is odd.
We tried so hard to cover our tracks, being careful about every single corpse we lifted. Then those assholes just waltzed in and stole everything without any repercussions.
Yeah,
It is very interesting that they were able to do that.
Makes me sick.
Because these things are kept track of, or so
I
we've been
want to
told.
bring them down.
Why do you want to bring them down, Noriko?
Yeah.
Anyway, how many bodies came in today?
I'm calling 3.
4.
Ah,
Not a great
4.
deal, but a start. Give it a week or two, and this place should be packed once more.
Okay.
Not a cheery thought.
Good. Thanks for letting me know.
Of course.
How is she paying for
See you.
things?
Later.
It's been a couple months. I think. It's at least been 2 months. Since I've already already cataloged the new arrivals, I figure I can relax for the rest of my shift. Plant myself in the uncomfortable steel chair by the morgue's entrance. A few moments later, I'm lost within the flashing lights from my phone screen. Don't know how long I zoned out for, but when I come to, Noriko's name is on my screen. Strange for her to call me now, since we just spoke.
Yo,
You're not going to believe this.
You got a request?
try me.
Somebody requested a death.
Ah, that explains the excitement.
Congrats. It's been a while.
It's been far too long. I thought we were done for. I thought Corpse Girl's website had fallen into obscurity.
Happy for you.
Kojiro, we can't let this slip through our fingers.
You could.
We need a victory here. This new request has to be fulfilled immediately. I want this victim to die with a bang.
And then kill him yourself.
I want his death to propel Corpse Girl's name back into the limelight.
Let me guess, all 4 corpses were women?
Roger.
Ooh, my eyes.
Awaiting your orders.
I'm sending you the Vic's photo. Get me a corpse that matches his appearance, just like usual.
Only got a handful of bodies here, remember? Going to be a long shot.
Do whatever the fuck you have to do.
Ooh, language. Her icy cold command leaves no room to be misinterpreted.
Copy that.
Call ends and I immediately receive a message. Opening it up reveals the photo of her latest victim. Male. Mid-30s or so. Fairly unremarkable guy. Let's see what bodies are in stock. I heave myself off the steel chair and log into the morgue's computer. Scanning through the inventory only takes a few seconds. There are 5 bodies here in total. The 4 that arrived today, plus Junpei. Looking through the details reveals that of the 5, 3 are female. Okay. Junpei's corpse doesn't match. Looks at the other male. Doesn't look at the odds. And waxing on. That is a thing. This game can be a little long-winded. Oh, really? Might be exactly what we need. Cool. But yeah, this game has a dialogue issue where it'll just kind of go on for a little bit too long. But, like, it's not so bad if you're not having to read it out loud. Yeah, it's not bad if you're just reading it. Only one problem. Eye color? Oh, he only has one arm. Interesting. I mean, nobody believes you anyway. What was I talking about? Yeah, I was saying this game has a long dialogue problem. Too many words that don't need to be said. Chit chat.
You find a suitable corpse?
Almost.
Huh.
Got a guy about the same age and build. Plain face. Needs some work, but could do the job.
Great! I'll send Tomoe over with the van right away.
Yeah, how's Tomoe doing? Has she fled the country yet?
Just one thing.
What?
The body is missing an arm.
Oh. That is a problem.
Yeah. Can you edit the corpse photo so that the victim is missing an arm? Make it look like it got chopped off before he died.
Yes, you can.
That way, when he receives the actual corpse, he'll be expecting a missing limb.
No.
Why can't you?
No?
I'm already in the middle of making the photo. I'm not changing it now.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Then I don't know what to tell you. Don't have any other suitable bodies.
Make it work, Kojiro.
Noriko, you're such a prima
What can I
donna.
do? Not going to roam the street and kill someone that looks like the Vic.
Come up with something else then. Hell, chop your own arm off and attach it to the corpse. I don't care what you do. But I need the body within the hour.
And then she hangs up.
If you let me down, I'll never be with you.
Wow.
Our relationship is tied to Corpse Girl's fate.
Oh dear.
If you let her down, you'll let me down. And I don't like being let down.
Manipulative and crafty. My phone beeps twice, as if to protest Noriko abruptly ending the call.
Fantastic.
She likes backing me into corners. What am I supposed to do? It's clear she doesn't really have any intention of being with me. She's using me, dangling the promise in front of me. And yet, I need her. I have to prove to her that she should be with me. I lower my glasses and rub my brow with my fingers.
Shit.
Let me scoot up a bit. Whew. Gotta stretch. Ow! Ow! Ow, my neck. I've got an idea. Oh, that was quick. But I can't believe I'm about to do this. What are you about to do? After pushing it halfway across the open room, I let the wheels come to a stop directly underneath one of the ceiling lights. With that done, I turn and rummage around in a cabinet. Sort through a number of tools until I find what I'm looking for. Why would you have a saw?
For Noriko.
No.
Here goes.
No. No! Ah! Why do you have a bone saw? This is a morgue! When the metal saw digs into the soft flesh of my arm. That's a machete, by the way, not a saw. I have to grit my teeth to keep from screaming. I angle the blade so that it cuts away from the elbow. Need to leave that intact. The cutting process is pure agony. To prevent myself from passing out, I keep my breathing steady and try to focus on something simple. Something my brain can handle while aflame with pain. I begin to count. 1, 2, 3. I count the seconds so that it takes for the jagged metal saw to reach bone. 15, 16. Still just flesh and muscle. Oh, gosh. 20, 21. I think I reached sinew after 24 seconds, but it's hard to tell because there's a terrible numbness that is somehow worse than the original agony. The fingers clutching the saw begin to slip. It's getting harder to hold. After 32 seconds, the saw hits bone. Oh! I slide it back and forth, cutting into the dense matter with as much strength as my failing body can muster. Vomit and drool have soaked the... Oh, gosh. Is he going to die? $43, $44, $30. Was it 21 seconds so far? No. It's been longer than that. It has to have been a minute by now. I've been sawing into my arm for a full minute. But the blade still hasn't cut through all of the bone. Don't recall when I fell to my knees. Don't recall when I stood back up. Don't recall running my slimy fingers through my hair, or when flecks of blood splattered against my glasses, or when my bladder relieved itself. Don't even recall why I'm doing this. Is it for Shizuko? Is it because I love her? No. Noriko. It's for Noriko. Actually, it's for Corpse Girl. I have to prove I'm worthy of her. I have to be loved. There's nothing else for me. 97. 98. As my count reaches 99 seconds, my right arm falls to the wet tiled floor, flopping like a dead fish against the deck of a boat. I let out a groan of what can only be called relief, and I slump in on myself, resting in the pool of foul liquid. My vision is blurry, my breathing is ragged. The sane part of my consciousness knows I need to treat my wound. I need to apply a tourniquet or cauterize the damage, or I'm just going to bleed out and die on the floor of my own morgue. But a quiet voice in my mind, the very same one that drove me to such an extreme measure, urges me to finish my work. Getting off my feet is a struggle. I try to push myself up off the ground, using both arms, but of course, I fall on my face when my right arm fails to react. I think the lenses in my glasses smash against the tiles because my eyes seem to be bleeding now. The second attempt at pushing off the ground is more successful. My left arm is somehow strong enough to hoist the rest of my body. I sway and stagger aimlessly before collecting myself enough to fish my arm off the ground. Luckily, I managed to grab the blood and vomit-soaked wrist of my former limb with my one good hand. Oh gosh! I drag myself toward the mortuary lift that holds the corpse I need to attach my arm to. But I didn't think this through. I don't really know how to attach a severed limb. I bludgeon the corpse's stump with my useless arm. You're going to die. You are going to die of blood loss. I will not accept anything else. Of course I can't attach my arm. The corpse is missing its left arm. I cut off my right arm.
Good one.
Oh dear. I throw my useless, detached arm behind me and rest my weary body against the lift. Accompanying my laughter is the laughter of someone else nearby. I have to listen really intently to confirm I'm not hallucinating. But I'm certain someone just walked into my line of sight, even if they're nothing more than a dark silhouette.
Yo, bro. You don't look so hot.
Junpei!
What'd you do? Cut off your own arm?
I know the voice, but I can't place it right now. It's not my voice. It's not Noriko's voice.
Want me to take the pain away?
Yes, please. I'd give anything to remove the pain. I can't voice my consent. My mouth is dry, my jaw locked in place.
Nothing a little fire can't fix.
Uh-oh. The figure comes closer, like a dog that's been bathed in gasoline. A dog. The heavyset figure, I assume, is Junpei Matsumoto, is crouched over me. The smell of gas intensifies as he pours something over me.
Pity I gotta light this place up. But you guys didn't get the hint when we stole all of your corpses. Well, you ain't gonna be nothing without your precious Morn. And Corpse Girl is gonna wither away without her right-hand man.
Who are you people?
Get it, Gojimbo?
Oh, Jimbo. The way he deliberately mispronounces my name really bothers me. Bothers me so much that the anger boiling inside gives me the strength to open my mouth.
It's Kojiro.
Wow.
Sure, bro. Sleep tight.
The dog lifts his body and disappears into oblivion. The unmistakable sound of a match being struck should fill me with panic, but I feel strangely calm. Warm, glowing tendrils of flame flicker around the outskirts of my vision. Fire. The entire morgue is alight. The acrid smell of smoke quickly covers up the odor of gas. Fire. I lost my family to fire so many years ago. Maybe it's fitting that I should perish the same way. Fire. I hate fire. I hate it. Fire. It's everywhere, surrounding me. The sickening stench of burning flesh permeates my nostrils, and I realize it's the smell of my severed arm being incinerated behind me. Fire. I close my eyes. Really sleepy right now. Lost a lot of blood after all.
Sorry, Noriko. Sorry I loved you.
Good, he died. There is not another acceptable outcome for that. Oh, we just cleared Act 2. Sick. Also, what is this game? What is this game? Oh, gosh. That was rough. Ahaha! Act 3. Aoi Sato. The one I've been waiting for. 1 month later. So Noriko's died of starvation at this point, right? Oh, I have to do a voice for her. Oh, I'm so mad. I really wish I could scream at him. I really, really, really want to scream. But he's one of my best customers. I just wish he would take the rules seriously.
I said no free refills.
The squeak of my voice surprises even me. Gosh, I've never yelled at a customer before. I am not going to be able to do an Aoi voice. Today, my throat's just not up to it. The customer hangs his head. He looks as guilty as I feel on the inside. Oh gosh, I shouldn't have raised my voice at him. Stupid, stupid, stupid. I'm gonna get fired for this, I just know it.
Sorry, Miss Aoi. I'll never ask again, I promise.
Make sure you don't.
Good for you. Be assertive, Aoi. I'm proud of you. Despite the fact that you're probably the craziest person here. Stand up for yourself. The customer scurries away, and I nearly faint from the adrenaline. What a rush! Can't believe I didn't back down.
Deep breaths. Deep breaths.
When I feel like I've calmed down, I fetch a cloth and begin to wipe down some tables. I have the image of a person cutting their arm off seared into my head right now. This place hasn't been too busy lately. I still shake when I think about the incident last month that drove away a lot of our customers. That man, that tall, scary man with glasses and an evil face, he hurt my sweet little Junpei. Wow. Okay, I think I can see where this is going. Cornered him in this very room, in this very cafe, and stabbed his fingers with silverware. What kind of sick freak does that? I know there's something between those two. I just can't ever forget the time that the man left Junpei all bruised and broken on the ground. Grr. I hate that man. Who does he think he is, bullying my sweetheart? You scare me. Oh, the cafe's closing.
Guess I better get going.
And the manager comes and says no. Luckily for me, I'm not on closing duty tonight. My coworkers will take care of all of that. All I need to do is sign out of the employee app on my phone, and my full shift will be automatically recorded. Then I'll get paid on time, just like usual.
Bye, everyone.
I wave farewell to the other girls and duck out the front door. Speaking of which, what happened to the people from the prologue? Cute little honeybee.
Sup, baby doll?
I hate him.
Junpei.
Why do you like him?
I'm so happy to see you.
Of course, babe. I'm always here for you.
I hate him so much.
How was your shift?
He sounds like a car salesman.
Not so bad.
Glad to hear it. Guess things really have changed around here.
Yep. It's so much better since the old manager left.
Oh, the old manager left?
Good, good. You come tell Junpei if anyone else gives you trouble, yeah?
Oh, Junpei probably did something about it.
I will.
I nuzzle into his broad chest once more and immediately feel safe and warm.
Can I come back to your place?
No.
Yes.
What? Don't you live with your bad family? Or
Would
was
you
that a
like tea,
lie?
my dear?
Whoa now, Sugar Plum. You've been serving drinks to people all day.
Please
You
stop.
go kick your feet up and I'll do the brewing.
Points to Junpei for being a good, I'm not going to say a good boyfriend, a nice person, but like, why do you talk like this? Junpei is so thoughtful. Every word he says makes it clear how much he cares.
Thank you.
I think I know where this is going. I think I know what her thing is going to be. Scroll through my nose feed. In this world, everyone is addicted to Instagram. I don't have that many friends on here. Mainly just family members. But I like to see what everyone is up to. Plus, Junpei always shares funny memes and pics on his profile. And I love seeing those. After scrolling for a minute, I come across a status update from a friend I haven't heard from in a while. Noriko Kurosawa. She's still alive. Oh, did she text you?
What does that mean?
Her entire post is short and meaningless. It just says, hey. What on earth could she mean by that? When was the last time I talked to Noriko anyway? She used to call me all the time. I used to call her too. But somewhere along the line, we fell out of touch. After I introduced her to Junpei, I kind of got the feeling she was jealous. Jealous. Noriko always had feelings for me. Maybe being introduced to my boyfriend really hurt her. Oh, now I feel terrible.
Your tea, my love.
Oh, I hate his voice. Speaking of voice, I'm losing mine very quickly.
Thank you, Pumpkin.
Ugh. I hate it. Junpei scoots to the sofa right next to me and leans his head on my shoulder. Run a hand through his hair and scroll through noise. Post from a guy I went to school with, Shinya Fujikawa, grabs my attention. Really? Why are you working with the police? Interesting. I think Shinya always wanted to be a detective. Come to think of it, we were supposed to work together at Temujin. Shinya lined up that job for me and I...
Who's this dude?
Junpei's gaze is fixated on Shinya's profile picture.
Oh, Shinya?
I tap on his pic and load his full profile.
We went to school together.
I scan through his profile and read some of his more recent posts. My father has enlisted me to help with his top secret investigation. That secret. Can't divulge any further information. My lips are sealed. Top secret. 4 days ago. So happy I managed to get a lead on this case. I submitted some information to the detective in charge of the serial murders around Tokyo, who just happens to be my father, and he said I can join the investigation team as a probationary member. I don't know what that means.
This guy has a real father complex, doesn't he?
Something like that.
Maybe.
7 days ago. Did she break up with him? Oh no!
Something about this dude tells
Wait,
me
did
he's never had a
Tomoe
girlfriend
dump
in his
him?
life.
You've... I can't.
I wonder.
8 days ago. Oh gosh!
Jeez. Have some dignity, dude.
You're one to talk.
Wow. He really likes to share everything, doesn't he? I swear, he never used to be this dramatic.
That's rough. Wait, why did Tomoe leave him? That was like the one part of this that I liked. Not that I liked, but yeah, whatever. Yeah, he is like a big soft teddy bear. I
I
can't...
should get going once I finish this cup of tea.
Where are you going?
Really? Do you have to go?
Yeah, sorry, babe. I gotta check in on Mom tonight.
What does that mean?
Oh, okay.
You'll be okay, right?
Mm,
The thought of being alone forms a pit in my stomach.
Don't worry. I'll help you out before I leave.
thank you.
Help you out with what? Junpei takes one last sip of his tea and gets to his feet.
I'll check the usual stuff.
Like...
Yes, please.
Oh, the locks. Walks behind the sofa and ruffles my hair with his rough hand. The bandages wrapped around his fingers feel coarse against my scalp. As he wanders around my apartment, he calls out to me.
Oven and stovetop are both switched off. The kitchen tap is off, no drips.
You live here. Whatever. I'm not gonna...
Tap is off in here too. And the shower is off.
Finally, he moves to the front door.
I'll lock this door properly when I walk out. You just have to put the deadbolt in place, okay?
Okay.
She is...
Thank
Is it
you.
a Cinder... No, it's not a Cinderella complex.
Anytime, sugar.
I don't know. She's just so utterly
I'll see you
dependent
tomorrow,
on him.
okay?
Okay.
Love.
I hate every time he speaks, it causes me physical pain. With that, Junpei walks out the door, thank you, and closes it behind him. Quickly dash from the sofa to the door and slide the deadbolt into place.
All done. The door is locked. The door is locked. The door is locked.
I feel very bad for you. Take a deep breath and tiptoe back to the sofa. Aha, here it is. Junpei is so good to me. He truly helps me out. When I'm alone, I find it so hard to be sure that everything is in order. Can't sleep or leave if there's a possibility that I've left a tap running or an appliance on. Can't relax if I think the door might be unlocked. I have to check things again and again until there's no shadow of a doubt that things are the way they should be. I don't remember when this obsessive-compulsive behavior first started, but I've been battling it for so long. For as long as I can recall. At the very least, when Junpei is here, he checks everything for me. He's so good to me. It saves me so much time. It stands me from having to stand in front of the sink for 5 minutes, constantly checking and double checking if the tap is running. Logically, I know it's easy to see if water is flowing from the faucet. You can see it, you can hear it, and you can feel it if you slip your hand underneath the flow. But logic rarely applies when I find myself second-guessing everything. I glance at the faucet and tell myself it's been turned off properly. It's not dripping. But when I turn away, what if I'm wrong? Or what if it's actually still running? I feel like my mind is betraying me. I feel like I can't trust anything I see or hear. When in doubt, it should be a simple matter of just quickly checking one more time. But the more I check, the less certain I become. And it's not just the faucet I have trouble with. It's everything. I unplug appliances from the power sockets. I flick lights on and off 20 times in a row to make sure I haven't left a bulb on. I open and close doors repetitively, and locks are the worst. I have to examine them from every possible angle to convince myself that no one can possibly break in. My condition is completely and utterly fucked up. Struggling against it has caused another horrible affliction to evolve inside of me. Anxiety, depression, self-hatred. I just feel like I can't do anything without the shadow of my compulsive behaviors looming over me and controlling me. And so tonight, just like many other nights, I decide to sleep right where I am, here on the sofa. Getting up and going into my bedroom is too much effort. Sleeping where I am is just much, much easier. I begin to drift off, my face planted against the cushion, my legs draped over the armrest. As far as breakdowns have gone, that one kind of not as good as the first two. I'm thankful I don't have work at the cafe today. My neck is a little sore from a terrible night's sleep, but I won't let that get me down. It's Monday, the start of a fresh, brand new week. I've got lots of exciting things to look forward to. Like what? For starters, I have a delivery. It's mostly snack food, but I still can't wait. Secondly, I get to see Junpei again this afternoon. I'm gonna meet him when he finishes work. Third, oh, you do have hobbies. My favorite anime airs on Monday nights. There's a new episode every week. Well, except for when they run repeats after a season is just finished. Junpei loves anime as much as I do. Granted, he's not into my favorite series. He says it's a little too girly, but he likes a lot of other shows. We have so much fun discussing characters and stories we like, even if the shows he watches scares me a bit. Yes, it's going to be a good day. It's going to be a good week. Ow. My good mood is instantly shattered when Noriko's name lights up on my screen. She's calling me. We haven't spoken in so long. Why? What does she want from me? Noriko, she's such a chore. She whines and complains so much about her life, but she doesn't know how good she has it. So what if she's scared of leaving her apartment? Agoraphobia isn't that bad. I'm scared of everything. Everything. She's so selfish, thinking she's the only one who has it rough. So tired of tiptoeing around her feelings and her stupid sensitivities.
Hello?
Yeah, I had a feeling something like that was going on.
Aoi?
Also, how are you alive?
Hey, Noriko.
You don't have a job.
Hey, listen. I know it's been a while, but can I stay at your place for a few days? I got booted out of my apartment for not paying the rent, and, well, I was living in this abandoned factory, but
Uh-huh.
I can't do it anymore. I hate being there alone. The guy I was spending time with just disappeared, and now... Aoi? Are you there?
Is this crazy bitch for real? She hasn't spoken to me for weeks, months, and now she wants to live in my apartment?
Aoi? Sorry, Noriko. You can't stay here. Well, fuck you too.
Oof. My phone beeps twice and the call abruptly ends. What the hell is her problem? Wow. Oh dear. I'm hesitant to answer this time, but...
Noriko? Sorry, I overreacted. I think I'm in trouble. I think Corpse Girl is trying to kill me, and I need somewhere safe to stay.
Antisocial personality disorder, I think, is the term for that. Corpse Girl is trying to kill her? I think Noriko has finally lost the plot. Whatever sliver of sanity she once held onto has finally slipped.
Noriko, Corpse Girl isn't trying to kill you. What? You
Ah.
corpse girl. Remember?
I knew she knew.
What? How do you... I'm the one who wants to kill you.
Aha, I knew it.
I'm going to fucking murder you in your sleep.
Oh, wait, sweet, hold on, huh?
Shit.
The call disconnects as she curses. So are you the Herald? I'm so confused. I've had it up to here with her. As soon as Junpei works out the location of her factory, I'm going to go there myself and slit her throat open with my fingernails. Jeez. Wow. Okay. Once Noriko is dead, the human removal service will no longer have any competition. And I'll finally be able to take her place as Corpse Girl. Oh gosh. Here it is. Oh no. During our school years, I was always envious of Noriko. She was so beautiful, so slim and graceful, and she had a wonderful family. Parents that loved her more than anything. I never had any of that. I wanted so badly to be her. I struggled with my weight back then, but that wasn't the worst of it. I had an abusive mother, and a father that essentially ignored my existence. Well, until he killed me by splitting my neck open. I would have given anything to trade places with Noriko and feel alive again. It didn't matter to me that Noriko complained about every aspect of her life. She moaned about how much she despised her delinquent sister. She griped about how her father walked out on her, but sent her a birthday card every year. She lamented over the time her mother tried to kill herself in front of her and her sister. How her mother had hung from the ceiling, barely alive for hours until Yuriko figured out how to call for an ambulance. But I would have taken all of that trauma over my own upbringing. I'd have traded my life for hers without a second thought. Noriko has no idea how lucky she was. Even after all these years, I never really overcame my envy of her. I even went so far as to request her death through Corpse Girl's site. Of course, she didn't die. How could she have? Junpei figured it out before I did. He forced his way into Corpse Girl's website and viewed all of the death requests. Someone, Noriko, had placed a comment on the request I submitted. A single line of text, never intended to be seen by the other eyes. Knowing that she'd become Corpse Girl made my jealousy grow. I wanted to take her place. I wanted people to fear me just like they feared her. I wanted any other life. Anything that would let me escape my own half-existence. Thanks to trawling through her website, Junpei soon figured out the whole thing was essentially a hoax. Corpse Girl had no ability to cause death. Noriko was simply trying to con people into ending their own lives. It was pathetic. It made me laugh. I decided I would play along with Noriko's delusions in order to ensure her downfall. Oof. Oh, it's such a shame Usagi's not here for this. It's finally time! I get to meet Junpei at the station and walk him home. Yay! The Noise Corporation office is within walking distance from Shinjuku train station. Getting there is a breeze. Junpei works on the 13th floor of the massive office complex. He's one of the top dogs! He's worked really hard to get where he is. I'm so proud of him. It's kind of funny to think that I almost got a job near here. The Temujin building is so close to Junpei's office. Noriko and Shinya hooked me up, but I completely bailed on them. Oh well, at that time I had no idea the love of my life worked nearby. I think I'm right on time, so Junpei should be here any second. Uh-oh. As I wait patiently, a familiar girl climbs the stairs and wanders past me. Her outfit is kind of unprofessional. I wonder if she's an office employee. She looks a bit like a troublemaker. Where have I seen her before? Uh-huh. She caught me staring. Oh no, she's walking toward me.
Hey, don't I know you from somewhere?
How you doing, Tomoe? I'm very concerned about you. You're the only person who's normal. No time to run away. She's right in front of me.
Yeah, you're Noriko's friend, right? Aoi?
Noriko's friend. Everything's always about fucking Noriko.
Yes, and you are...
The brash girl swoops her hair out of her face and leers at me.
Tomoe, a friend of hers as well.
Are you?
Oh,
I suddenly remember where I've seen Tomoe before. I think she was in some of Shinya's photos. Is she the girl that Shinya was dating and broke up with?
how is Noriko?
Dunno. Was hoping you could tell me. Haven't seen that skank in weeks.
I see.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen her either.
Righto. Well, I'll see you around.
No, wait, Tomoe, please tell me what happened. Ugh. Just like that, the girl brushes past me and doesn't even look back.
Bye.
I watch her as she wanders along the platform.
Yo, babe!
And there's Junpei, bane of my existence.
Junpei.
What up, doll? Hey, that chick you were just talking to? She works at Tamuchin. I see her walking around here all the time.
You also know she's with Corpse Girl.
She's the one I told you about.
Wait, that's her?
Yup. She used to help that Kochiro asshole deliver bodies for Corpse Girl. I've been waiting for ages to introduce you to.
How are you going to introduce them? I nod at Junpei and immediately break into a run.
Go get her, babe.
Uh-oh. Junpei's cheers fade as I leave him behind. Tomoe. She's the one helping Noriko. Helping Corpse Girl. We've been waiting for a chance to follow her. Junpei's been keeping an eye on her, but her actions and movements are erratic and hard to predict. But today, I fortunately had the opportunity to follow her. She's connected to so many people. Who? Noriko, Kojiro, Shinya. That's a pretty narrow social circle. They're not all involved. Shinya has nothing to do with this. Oh, you want to burn them all? What? Want to track them all down one by one and cremate them like cadavers. Oh dear. Of course, I'm saving Noriko for last. I'll slice her open and bathe in her blood and be born again from her corpse. I'll assume her identity and live her life and leave my own painful existence behind. I race along as fast as my legs will let me, my feet pound against the train platform, and several people passing by stop to watch me out of curiosity. As long as Tomoe doesn't notice I'm tailing her, then I don't care who else sees me. I follow her all the way to the end of the platform, then I blend into the crowd as we board the same train. There's no way she hasn't noticed you. I'll knock on the door to what I can only assume is Tomoe's apartment. She answers after just a moment and shoots me a quizzical look. As soon as the door is all the way open, I dash forward and slam into Tomoe with the full force of my tiny body.
What the fuck?
Oh dear. This can't be where Tomoe bites it, right? Yeah, she doesn't even lose her balance because she's bigger than you. She's a lot bulkier than I am. She absorbs most of the impact and manages to remain standing. She grits her teeth and plants her hands on my shoulders, only to push me back with a mighty shove.
What the fuck are you playing at? You just tackled me!
I swing a fist at her face. She catches me off guard when she sidesteps my punch and brings her knee into my gut. I reel back, but the injury doesn't bother me.
Take that, you dumb skank!
Yeah, like, what is your plan
I'll
here?
teach you to attack me! I don't care if you're Noriko's friend! I'll put you in the fucking ground!
Get her, Tomoe! Her long fake nails rake across my face and blood pours from my skin. But I stand firm and stare her down.
You're allied with Corpse Girl, right?
Is that what this is about? I don't give a shit about all that anymore.
It's too late.
It's all behind me.
Nope.
You know Corpse Girl's identity?
Of course I do. Why? Are you curious? Got someone you want to have killed?
No. I know that it's Noriko.
You're damn right. I should have guessed that a friend of hers would be just as psychotic.
Got a point there.
Noriko can go fuck herself for all I care. I'm done with her shit.
So am I. I'm going to kill her.
Tomoe raises an eyebrow.
That so? Well, she kinda has it coming.
Yeah, you're included on that
I
list.
see.
Corpse Girl is done and dusted. Doubt the public even remembers her these days. It's all about the human removal service. Noriko's just Noriko now. But I still won't forgive her for what she did to Kojiro.
She didn't do that. What is she talking about? Does she know something I don't?
What happened to Kojiro?
Do you even know who he is?
I do.
He warned me about her, you know? He said she'd discard us as soon as we weren't useful anymore. Sure enough, she had him killed. Fucking burned him alive.
Oh dear. Interesting. Tomoe thinks Noriko killed Kojiro, even when, in reality, Junpei did that. He burned the entire morgue down around him. I suppose Kojiro's death caused Noriko's and Tomoe's relationship to fall apart. Everything worked out better than Junpei had planned.
Noriko will die. And so will you for your role in helping her.
Oh, come on. Why are you so insistent on messing with me?
Come on, Tomoe, strike first, ask questions later.
I've never done nothing to you. Hang on.
Even though this girl exudes an air of stupidity, I didn't expect her to actually be this dense. Surely she's figured it out by now.
Are you with the human removal service?
I don't say anything.
You're kidding me. You're the one Noriko has been fighting against this whole time. And you're her best friend.
Your point?
Are you the leader of your little group?
No.
No.
Right.
I don't think that's true. When Tomoe pauses to brush her hair behind her ear, I strike. My hand darts forward and grips her throat, and I begin to crush it. How? The girl kicks and flails. She beats her fists against my arm, but I don't flinch. Her gurgling and thrashing brings me no joy. I wish people would simply accept their fate. Go for the knees. Despite how tightly I'm squeezing her throat, she manages to form the beginning of a word. I can only guess she's trying to call for Shinya. Shinya, the idiot boy she already broke up with. He can't save her now. I tighten my grip and stride forward, pushing Tomoe back against the wall. She kicks at me and hits me in the knee. I refuse to buckle. Her fingers claw at my arm, slashing into my flesh and sending blood across the room. She thinks she can hurt me, thinks she can fight her way out of her fate. But nothing she does will ever injure me. You can't hurt the dead. Oh, do you not feel pain? This thought repeats in my mind as my face crashes into the floor. A ringing sound in my ears causes me to question what just happened. The shockwaves of the impact to my skull flow through my head. Wouldn't call it pain or even an ache, just the sensation that something hit me. But I'm already on the floor, my lips pressed against the hardwood, eyes twitching and examining shards of pottery falling to the floor around me. Ah. Oh wait, so Shinya was here! But the question isn't directed at me. I don't think anyone cares that I'm lying here in my own blood. Oh, is it Noriko? I can't count how many movies I've seen where characters claim they've had an out-of-body experience. I've heard the stories in real life, too. People on the brink of death or unconsciousness tell tales of how they could view their own body from a lofty spiritual perch. I've never put much stock into such nonsense. How can someone dead or dying view the world with any form of clarity? When I died all those years ago, I didn't experience any such thing. It was disappointing, even though I didn't expect much. Being clubbed across the head in Tomoe's apartment was a completely different experience from the time glass shards pierced my neck. I feel like I'm teetering on the edge of consciousness. Writhing around on the hard floor, I can see some light, some blurred shapes, and I can see my body down below. My body. Delicate and frail, and slowly decaying. I don't get it. Why would I have an out-of-body experience now of all times? Sure as hell didn't experience anything of the sort when my father cut me. So why now? I wonder if any of my victims ever suffered from hallucinations like this. Did Kotami Ida and all those people on the train platform experience this before I cut them open? Oh? Did they also helplessly look down on their own bodies from above as the train screeched past? Emi Katsuno. Boy, did she scream when I pushed her over the balcony railing. Okay. Did her spirit leave her body to look down on her splattered corpse? What about the other nameless souls I've claimed from Noriko's website? There've been so many bodies piled up. Countless gifts pledged in Corpse Girl's name. I didn't kill them because I wanted to. I did it to delude Noriko. That was the goal at the start, anyway. Noriko never caught on to what I was doing. She took all the credit, thinking she was some all-powerful being in control of the fate of her victims. She never even tried to understand the truth. I slaved away for her, cutting and strangling and slashing. I piled bodies for Noriko, but Corpse Girl claimed all the kills. It was a pointless endeavor. I think she would have spiraled into madness even without the power trip. I suppose it doesn't matter now. Things have changed. My only focus now is to kill Noriko. I should have done so right at the start. I'll kill her for wasting my time. As I look down on my body below, I see a girl too scared to go on. Too scared to struggle anymore. It's a shame. If I wasn't killed years ago, I might have had the chance to live a normal life. Well, there's nothing else for it. I feel my spirit returning to my body. It's a strange sensation, because I know I'm not returning to life. How could I? I've been dead for far too long. My only chance is to claim Noriko's life for my own. I'll become her and discard this rotting, walking corpse. Dang, Usagi was right on the money. I can hardly see without my glasses. Everything is blurry, foggy, lacking a solid outline. Colors bleed into other colors. Blue blends into purple, and yellow melds into brown. It doesn't help that I'm partially colorblind. Never had much luck telling red and green apart anyway. Without my glasses, I'm practically blind. Helpless.
You're finally awake.
You're awful nice.
Fucking skank.
Chipper? What's the word? Welcoming. She spits at me, and her saliva drips down the side of my face. It's warm. I try to lash out, only to find my arms have been bound to my side. I try to scream, but my mouth is gagged, with what I can only assume is a sock. I try to lunge, but I'm strapped to the wooden chair I'm in.
I can't believe this.
Oh dear.
This is so strange. I just...
So wait, why was he here?
Shut up, Shinya. Jeez.
Sorry.
Be nice to him! The blurred forms of Tomoe and Shinya are pacing the room. Even without my full vision, I can tell that the room is bright. Sunlight is pouring in from the window. Just how much time passed since I was knocked out? And why have they tied me up here? I scream into the mouth gag, somehow loud enough to capture their attention. Tomoe strides towards me and pulls the damp sock from my mouth.
What? What do you want?
Your glasses? I mumble something about being unable to see. Tomoe swears, stumbles around for a bit, then forcefully pushes my glasses onto my face.
What are you going to do to me?
I don't know. That's up to this genius.
Genius. Her arm gestures towards Shinya, pointed finger loaded with accusation.
Me? Look, I didn't mean for any of this to happen. I just saw you were in trouble, so...
So you clubbed her.
Why are you here anyway? We're done. Over.
Why?
I wanted to see you.
Ah!
I'm not in the mood for their lovers' quarrel.
Let me go. Or bury me. Either way, don't keep me here.
You nearly killed me, bitch! It's taken all my strength not to murder you right here!
Go ahead. Try it. You can't kill the dead.
You're a freak.
Mm-hmm.
Let me call my father. I'm sure he can take her in for questioning.
Come on.
He can find out her motives for attacking you.
She already said her motives.
I already know why she attacked me. She's trying to take down everyone associated with
Tomoe cuts herself short.
Never mind that.
I wonder, is Shinya not privy to Tomoe's relationship with Corpse Girl? Intriguing. As Tomoe's former boyfriend, I simply assumed he was part of the operation. I thought he was an accomplice. If he doesn't know anything, then I don't need to kill him. One less person to deal with before I go after Noriko. However, I need to focus on getting out of here first.
If you let me go, I'll never bother you again.
A lie.
Why should I believe ya? You followed me to my frickin' home!
I'm sorry.
Lie.
Then I'll exchange information for my release. I'll tell you anything you want to know.
Yep, yeah, wow, always terrifying. Lie, lie, lie.
Like I care! I'm done with all the shit between Noriko and you!
Noriko? Has she got something to do with this?
Shut up, Shinya!
What happened? Shinya. Perhaps he's my ticket out of here. I turn my head to him and wait until he looks directly at me.
Shinya, I'm so thirsty. Can I have some water?
He pauses, but since Tomoe doesn't interfere, he ducks out of sight. He returns within seconds, holding a half-filled cup to me.
Here.
What are you gonna do, bite him? I bob forward as best as I can and take a sip of the lukewarm tap water.
Thank you.
It's worth noting how easy he is to manipulate. He's the complete opposite of my Junpei, who is strong and independent and doesn't let anyone mess with him.
So, about my offer. Will you let me go if I share information about the human removal service?
Shinya's face turns pale.
The human removal service? That's...
I really couldn't care less about all of that. I told you, I'm done with everything.
So why are you keeping her?
I see.
Tomoe. She might have information that can assist with my investigation.
Like, what are you planning to
We
do?
have to accept her offer.
What's we?
Oh, please. You're no cop as much as you fancy pretending to be one.
I already told you that Father accepted me as part of the investigation team.
You're a hack, a wannabe.
Why can't you just be happy for me?
Shut up. Shut up, shut up!
Oh, okay. Tomoe storms off, the sheer force of her anger causing the walls to tremble. Shinya and I are alone. I don't waste another second.
Shinya, I don't know everything that's going on, but it sounds like you're trying to solve the murder cases, right?
That's right. I'm really helping the investigation team, you know?
Are you?
That's good. Very good.
Oh, it's like strings.
I have information that might help you. Will you let me go if I share it with you?
His nervous eyes dart around, searching for any sign of Tomoe's presence. Then he looks me dead in the eyes and says the very last thing I ever expected to hear.
I'll let you go if you help me kill Noriko Kurosawa.
Oh. Oh dear. Is Shinya cracked too?
This is your apartment?
Yes.
Please forgive me for intruding.
Sureishimasu. Shinya bows politely and removes his shoes, places them carefully in front of the doorstep, then takes a stride forward. Takes a good look around before turning to me.
You have a nice place.
Oh, please, I wish you would just cut the formalities. We're here to discuss serious business. He's acting like we're new coworkers or something. I'll go over to the door and make sure it's fully closed. I slide the deadbolt into place.
The door is locked.
I whisper this under my breath so Shinya can't hear me.
The door is locked.
Repeating phrases like this has become a sort of mantra. It helps me concentrate. When I'm about 90% sure the door is actually locked, I wander back to Shinya. It takes all of my willpower to refrain from turning back and checking again. Thankfully, Shinya distracts me from my inner turmoil.
Is everything you told me true? I want to make sure I have all the facts straight.
Yes, it's true. All of it.
Truth intermingled with lies is still the truth, right? I lucked out when Tomoe left the two of us alone. If I had to explain things to her, I would have had to give her inside information on the HRS's operation. Anything less could have clashed with her existing knowledge and caused her to doubt me. But, since I only had to explain things to Shinya, I had already determined Shinya wasn't in the loop. So, I concocted a convincing lie in order to secure his cooperation. And he bought it.
Just want to get my head around it. Noriko Kurosawa is Corpse Girl. She's the one that was behind the initial string of murders across the city. She delivered photos and corpses to her victims in order to convince them that they would die soon. And that had the effect of causing people to kill themselves. Almost a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Of course, all of this part is true. Kind of. Shinya doesn't need to know that I acted behind the scenes and brought the victims down by my own hand. Those acts of violence almost seem like distant memory. I was so committed to aiding Noriko that I couldn't think of anything else. In the end, my assistance didn't help my own situation. I only propelled Noriko's ego into the stars and continued to suffer my cursed half-existence.
But it wasn't long before another group started killing people in much the same way as Noriko did. A group called the Human Removal Service. They've killed hundreds, if not thousands of people in the past months.
Yep. Again, all true. So far.
And you were enslaved by Noriko? Forced against your will to infiltrate the Human Removal Service and bring them down from the inside?
Oh, Shinya, you read a lot of books.
That's right.
Heh. He's an idiot.
That explains why you want to kill Noriko. You want to be free from her. Even if it isn't exactly
Why do
the
you
legal
want to
thing
kill
do.
her? Legal? What kind of pedestal is this guy standing on? He specifically requested assistance to do the exact same thing. He wants Noriko dead, just like I do.
But if I remember correctly, you only managed to learn one important thing about the Human Removal Service, right?
Yes.
The group is made up of dozens of members. Dozens of people that all masquerade as the leader known as the Herald.
That would make more sense
There's
than the
no
truth.
single person responsible for the murders. It's the joint effort of a large group, all striking across the city simultaneously.
I hope this is true.
Am I correct?
And there's the real kicker. He's absolutely spot on. I didn't mind sharing this tidbit of information. It does nothing to assist with his investigation. Okay, good, this is true. And wrapping the lie, that I was Noriko's lackey, in a blanket of truth, makes everything all the more convincing.
Yes. That's right.
Phew, okay. I think I understand everything. Thank you for your help.
There's one thing I'm not entirely comfortable about. Shinya hasn't been forthcoming with his reason for wanting Noriko dead. If I don't air the question, I feel like he'll never address it.
Can you tell me why you want to kill Noriko?
Something about Tomoe. He tries to back away from the question by twiddling his thumbs.
Shinya. I need to know. Otherwise, how can I trust you?
Can't imagine Shinya wanting someone dead. Trust. It's a word that's always made me laugh. How can I trust anybody? I couldn't even trust my own parents, the people who swore to raise and protect me. My mother hit me when I misbehaved, when I overslept by 5 minutes or raised my voice ever so slightly. I was a child. How could I ever trust her not to lash out at me? My father. How could I ever trust him after he killed me? Noriko. Noriko. The one friend I opened up to. The one person who knew my struggles. She betrayed me. She kept her perfect life out of reach and taunted me with it, dangling it in front of me like a carrot on a string. And when I asked to share her life with her, she completely misinterpreted it. She told me she loved me, told me she wanted to be with me. She wanted to shower me with gifts, hold my hand, be intimate, She wanted to be my girlfriend, but how could I ever be intimate with her after what I went through? She didn't understand me. Didn't understand that I wanted to be her, not be with her. She wouldn't trade lives with me, so how could I ever trust her? How could I trust her when she said she loved me, but wasn't willing to make a sacrifice to make me happy? Everyone is full of lies. I'll never trust anybody again. Junpei spends every day trying to prove his love to me. He assists me with my compulsive behavior. He helps me do my shopping, helps me keep my apartment clean. Do I trust him? No. I know what he wants from me. He's no better than Noriko. He's willing to jump through hopes for me, in the hope that he'll eventually conquer my flesh. Even when he tries to help out with my compulsions, I don't have full faith in him. He takes it upon himself to complete my checklist of rituals in order to spare me the stress. But more often than not, I still have to go ahead and double-check everything, just to make sure he didn't screw anything up. If I can't even trust him with that, then I know I'll never be able to trust another soul with anything. Looking at Shinya now, pacing nervously around my apartment, I decide not to put any stock into what he says next. There's no way in hell that I'll believe whatever comes out of his mouth.
Noriko is my friend, but
But
my father, Chief Detective Fujikawa, in case you didn't know, has declared her the prime suspect of our investigation. Thing is, Father isn't the most lenient person, and he's been cracking under stress lately.
Oh, really?
If he finds Noriko, if he arrests her, there will be no trial. She'll simply get life behind bars. Guaranteed.
Shinya hangs his head, and I hear a quiet sob.
Is that our country's idea of justice?
Yep.
She doesn't deserve anything less than death for her crimes. Letting her live safely behind bars isn't a punishment. It's an act
Oh.
of mercy.
Okay.
I want to ensure Noriko receives true justice, fitting judgment for the lives she destroyed.
What he's saying just doesn't add up. How does he know she won't receive the death penalty? It's true it's not a common punishment, but it's legal, especially for cases of mass murder. Does Shinya know something I don't?
I need to find her. I need to hand her the justice that my father is too cowardly to deliver.
Huh. Whatever. I'm already sick of this guy. He acts like he's been personally wronged by Noriko's crimes, like he's so high and mighty and knows what's best. I doubt he knew a single person Noriko killed.
Fine. To be honest, I don't really care about your reasons. As long as you want Noriko dead, then our goals are the same. But I have to ask, will you turn yourself into the police after you kill her?
Once again, Shinya hangs his head.
I'd be a hypocrite if I didn't.
He leaves his sentence hanging in midair. It wasn't exactly a confirmation.
There's only one problem. I have no idea where Noriko's hiding.
How?
She doesn't live in her apartment anymore. She doesn't show up to her office. I know that she has a factory that she runs her operation from, but I can't find it.
I see. I might be able to help.
Can you now?
Tomoe and Noriko used to spend a lot of time together. Not sure what they used to get up to, but I checked the travel history on Tomoe's IC card, and she made a lot of trips to Shinokubo.
Did Tomoe dump you for being creepy? Her IC card. For people traveling by train every day, buying single-use tickets is often a pain. Reusable IC cards are much more convenient. You can top them up with money, and simply swipe them at the ticket gates to have your train fare automatically deducted. Best of all, they keep a record of your transaction history, and the stations you've traveled to recently. The fact that Shinya even thought to look at Tomoe's travel history makes me want to reconsider my initial assessment of his detective skills.
Shinokubo, you say?
Yeah, can't imagine what she was doing there, but all the dates she traveled to that station coincide with days she claimed to be hanging out with Noriko.
I still don't think Shinya realizes Tomoe was in on the operation. Regardless, this is valuable information. Chances are good that Noriko and Tomoe spent a lot of time together at the factory, and that factory may very well be located in Shin Okubo. I'll feed this information to Junpei and see what he makes of it. Perhaps he knows something that I don't.
Thanks for the info. That's enough for today. I'll contact you when I locate Noriko.
Oh. Say, just one more thing.
What is it?
If you've been wanting to kill her, then why haven't you just called her and asked her to meet up with you?
He thinks he's so clever. He thinks he has everything all worked out. He doesn't know anything.
It's not that easy. I need to find where she's living and running her operation from. I want to destroy everything involved with Corpse Girl. I want to burn her factory to the ground.
More lies. Lies on top of lies. The truth of the matter is Noriko knows perfectly well my intentions for her, even if she temporarily forgets it during moments of delirium. She would never agree to meet up with me. Not now. Things were different not so long ago, but I missed that opportunity. Noriko worked out my position in the human removal service. She figured out that I'm the Herald, the one responsible for slicing and dicing. She doesn't know that there's more than one Herald, but that's irrelevant. And she doesn't know that I'm responsible for the mass of bodies littered across Tokyo thanks to Corpse Girl's website. However, as long as she knows I'm a threat, she'll never agree to meet with me. How she came to the conclusion that I'm the enemy is beyond me. She is a sharp person, despite teetering on the edge of a total breakdown. It doesn't matter. The point is, I can't simply call and meet up with her. Besides, I actually do want to locate the factory just as much as I want to locate her. The factory is where I'll plant myself. It's where I'll start my life anew. It's where I'll grow and blossom into the new Corpse Girl, once I've taken over Noriko's identity. Shinya is contemplating my answer. It seems good enough for him.
Fair enough. You want to see Corpse Girl completely and utterly defeated. I get that. That's your idea of justice.
Sure.
Justice. Agreeing with him will make this ordeal of a conversation end quicker.
I'm going to get some rest. So...
Okay. I understand. I'll take my leave.
Goodbye, Shinya.
Call me when you locate Noriko, okay?
She is probably going to call you and then kill you.
yes.
Lie.
Farewell then.
He makes his way to the door, and I don't take my eyes off him until he disappears. When he's gone, I tiptoe forward and confirm it's fully closed. Make sure the door is snugly nestled in the wooden frame. I lock the door handle, then slide the deadbolt into place.
The door is locked.
But is it?
The door is locked.
I can't be certain. It's my eyes. My eyes that fail me on a daily basis, that betray my mind with illusions and phantoms. The door seems to be locked. But why should I trust my eyes? I don't trust anyone. Why would I trust parts of myself? I can't even see colors clearly. Red, green, whatever. I can't see anything without the aid of glasses. The door has to be locked. It has to be. Otherwise, I won't be able to walk away. I won't be able to stop thinking about it until I come back and check again, and again, and again, and again.
The door is locked.
I turn away, take a deep breath, then immediately turn back.
Door is locked. Door is locked.
I'm pretty sure the deadbolt is in place. It certainly looks in place. I'm so exhausted. I'm tired of the routines and rituals. Why can't I just walk away? If I walked away, the problem wouldn't exist. I wouldn't be stuck standing here checking and double-checking something so trivial. If I could walk away, I wouldn't be so full of stress, so worked up about things that ultimately don't matter. Another deep breath. I take a step back.
Door's locked.
I turn, run, dash. I sprint through the room, sprint through the hallway, slam my body into my bedroom door, throwing it wide open. And that is where we are going to end for the night. that was a wild amount of information that was downloaded into my brain. Thank you all for showing up. I hope you all had fun. I had fun. And also, I have a mild headache now. Yeah, this game's crazy. Oh yeah, we probably got new images, right? Yeah. Wow. It was just these 4 in Act 2. And there are 4 left. Dang. Alright, well, that's gonna be it from me. I can shut that off now. I will... Hold on, where are my buttons? Alright, cool. I found all my buttons. Alright. I will see you all later.